Hello, my name is Drew Ingvelson, and I am the Senior Planner at the City of Minnetonka. If you have any questions after viewing this presentation, feel free to contact me by phone or email as shown on your screen. This is the staff presentation for the Hopkins High School Athletic Dome and Attached Buildings request for the April 30th, 2026 Planning Commission meeting. For this project, staff is recommending the City Council adopt the resolution approving a conditional use permit and site and building plan review for an athletic dome and attached buildings at Hopkins High School campus 10700 Cedar Lake Road. A recommendation to approve the request requires 4 affirmative votes from the Planning Commission. The subject property, Hopkins High School complex, is located in the northeast corner of the city. More specifically, it is located north of Cedar Lake Road between Hopkins Crossroad and Highway 169. The property is nearly 86 acres in size, has 3 school buildings on it, including Hopkins High School, Hopkins North Junior High, and Tanglin Elementary. The schools were all built in the 1950s and 60s, and also the property has several athletic fields throughout. Some of them utilize artificial turf and some are grass fields. The subject area on the site, which is a multi-purpose artificial turf field, is circled in yellow on your screen, and the star represents the viewpoint of the picture taken on the left facing southwest. The subject site has significant slopes and floodplain area around to the south. The map on the screen shows the topography of the site represented by green lines. The majority of the site is flat, however there is a significant drop in elevation directly south of the multi-use athletic field. This elevation change is approximately 11 feet and thus does not qualify as a steep slope. In addition, there are steep slopes to the southwest of the proposed athletic dome area, with the slopes that do exceed 20 feet in elevation. However, the majority of this steep elevation area is located on private residential property or over 150 feet from the proposed building areas. In short, there are no steep slopes near the proposed athletic dome, support building, or storage building. The map also shows an area highlighted in blue. This is the low point of the property and shows the 100-year floodplain. This area is over 40 feet away from the proposed building additions, greatly exceeding setback requirements. Staff reviewed the site for wetlands. After review, staff found that there are wetlands on the school property. However, it is located over 60 feet away from the proposed additions, easily meeting setback requirements. The Hopkins School District is proposing to add on an athletic dome, support building on the east side of the dome, and storage building on the west side of the dome. The proposed dome would have a total height of 67 feet and a city code-defined height, which is measured to the midpoint of the structure, of 33.5 feet. It would cover the entire athletic field and would be about 78,000 square feet in area. It would be made of a light gray fabric membrane, and the school district anticipates the dome being erected during the colder months in Minnesota, October through April. The support building would be connected to the east side of the proposed seasonal dome. It would be 20 feet tall and 1,300 square feet in area. The proposed building would be constructed of brick, aluminum metal panels, aluminum siding, and also the overall structure would be architecturally consistent with the buildings on the site. The storage building would be connected to the west side of the seasonal dome. It would be 18 feet tall and 2,600 square feet. It would be constructed using similar materials, brick, metal accents, and a metal garage door. It would also be architecturally consistent with the other buildings on the site. The proposed storage building would have an open floor plan, and then the proposed support building would include a vestibule, a hallway, an office, and a janitor's closet, and bathrooms. On your screen is a graphic provided by the applicant showing the proposed dome from the south and west sides of the site. As you can see, the dome would be buffered from the adjacent residential lots via distance. The proposal is located over 90 feet from the nearest residential property, and the nearest home is over 200 feet away. Trees, and also elevation changes, as the homes to the southwest are 24 to 34 feet higher than the existing athletic field. On your screen are two photos showing the site from the south and west. This photo shows the elevation change, the existing vegetation, and nearby accessory buildings. The subject site currently has a series of stormwater catch basins and pipes that collect drainage around the site and send it to a single pipe that drains into a surface pond or a wetland and floodplain area to the south of the field. The proposal would modify these catch basins and pipes to curve around the proposed buildings and utility area. These new additions are shown in red. Staff is recommending that the City Council adopt the resolution approving a conditional use permit and site and building plan review for an athletic dome and attached buildings at Hopkins High School campus, 10700 Cedar Lake Road, for 3 reasons. Number 1, the proposal would meet all city code requirements for protection of natural features, such as slopes, wetlands, and floodplains. Number 2, the proposed additions would be reasonably buffered via distance, vegetation, and elevation from neighboring properties. And number 3, the proposed support and storage buildings would use similar materials and architectural style as the existing buildings on the site, and the athletic dome would be consistent with the site's athletic complex character. The proposed request requires 4 votes for a recommendation for approval. Currently, people can submit comments regarding the project on the Hopkins High School Dome webpage on Minnetonka Matters. On April 30th, the Planning Commission will meet to discuss the request and make a recommendation. On May 18th, the item will be heard by the City Council, who will make a final decision on the request. Thank you for viewing this presentation.